They're in the gate. And they're off in the phasing-tipped-in Gulfstream Park Oaks. It was a great start between horses for Swiss Skydiver, who's put into play by Paco, and Swiss Skydiver goes to the top. Bajan Girl down toward the inside. Lucrezia is on the outside, and down in tight is Inveterate toward the inside as Lake Avenue is covered up and Sunset Promise is widest of all. Then it's the gray Dream Marie, followed out wide by Tonalist Shape. She's 3 or 4 deep early, a length and a half in front of Spartanka. Spice is nice, off the speed today. Out 3 wide on the course goes Adeline, and the early trailer is Mrs. S. 24-1 for the opening quarter as they race into the backstretch. Swiss Skydiver has them stacked and packed behind her, and she leads by a length over Lucrezia, who's now second. On the outside, Sunset Promise is there third toward the inside, and Bajan Girl fourth. Lake Avenue follows along in fifth, out wide on the course in Tonalist Shape. Then it's back to Dream Marie. Mitchell has about 4 lengths off the pace setter. Down at the inside, Spartanka scooting through. Adeline is widest on the course with Inveterate. Then it's back to the outside, and Spice is nice. She's second last and being ridden along. And Mrs. S, her stablemate, is last of all as they went the opening half mile in 49 seconds flat. Up front, Swiss Skydiver is still fresh and still in front. She leads 3 parts of a length. Lucrezia has had a good run of it, and she's creeping closer second. Lake Avenue, 3 wide and moving to the top. Duo well third. The rest are really stringing out behind them. And fourth is Bajan Girl. Up to fifth is Dream Marie, and they're at the top of the stretch. The favorites have too much to do. Up front, Swiss Skydiver has been masterfully handled by Paco Lopez. Turns for home with the advantage. Lucrezia to the attack is second. Lake Avenue is now third. But as they go to the first finish line, they left Paco alone. And Swiss Skydiver is a Gulfstream Park Oaks winner. She went all the way by 3 in the end. A great battle for second between Lucrezia, Lake Avenue, and Bajan Girl. No doubt about the winner, the Swiss Skydiver.
They're off. Venetian Harbor broke very well and goes to the front from ringleader in second. Swiss Skydiver away in third, then to the far outside, and Lazy Daisy, she breaks fourth. At the clubhouse turn, it will be Venetian Harbor and Flavian Pratt to set the pace. She's opened up a 2-length lead on ringleader and Swiss Skydiver. Lake Avenue comes away running in fourth, with Lady Glamour outside of her in fifth. Lazy Daisy makes her way to the rail. Good move there. Lazy Daisy has 5 lengths to make up. She crossed in front of She Dares the Devil. Alta's Award is midfield. Then comes Ice Princess and Harvey's Little Goyle. Champion British Idiom only has 2 beat. They are New York Groove, Kansas Kiss, and well behind the field is Fire Coral. That's the 14 of them up the backstretch in the 48th Fantasy. Venetian Harbor, high cruising speed, but Swiss Skydiver going to come take her on with a half mile left to run. Venetian Harbor just a half length in front. Swiss Skydiver is second by 2 lengths to Lake Avenue, who rides the rail into good striking position. Ringleader just outside of her. British Idiom is beginning to pass horses. Here is British Idiom in the green sleeves within 7 of the lead. She just went by Lazy Daisy. Top of the stretch, Venetian Harbor is alongside Swiss Skydiver, and these two have raced away. Venetian Harbor half ahead. Swiss Skydiver is alongside, and it looks like these two in a match race in the Fantasy. Venetian Harbor is back in front half ahead. Swiss Skydiver gonna make her work all the way to the wire. These two are 20 lengths in front. Swiss Skydiver, Venetian Harbor, and Swiss Skydiver is going to run away and win the Fantasy. Swiss Skydiver beat Venetian Harbor. It was double digits back to She Dares the Devil and Alta's Award.
And they're off in the Santa Anita Oaks. Swiss Skydiver wastes no time going out for the lead. Merneath will match strides early on. Speech will track from third, and Regal Beauty wasn't quick out of there and trails the field into the first turn. It's Swiss Skydiver leading by 3/4 of a length. Merneath is clearly second, followed by Speech in third, and Regal Beauty has 4 lengths to make up, with just over 6 furlongs to go in the Santa Anita Oaks. It's Mike Smith and Swiss Skydiver. Still in front, 3/4 of a length. Merneath trying to keep her honest in second. Speech by herself, 2 off the pace in third. And Regal Beauty heading to the half-mile pole. Swiss Skydiver well within herself, striding along very nicely by a length and a half now to Merneith in second. Speech is in the clear, now 2 off the pace, and another 2 back to Regal Beauty. Swiss Skydiver and Merneith have been 1-2 since the gate opened. Swiss Skydiver maintains the lead 3 furlongs from home. Speech 2 off the pace, now asked to run on the outside, inching closer to Merneith. Regal Beauty is far back. Swiss Skydiver, the leader at the quarter pole, bounding clear by 2 lengths now to Merneith and Speech. They're at the top of the stretch. And Swiss Skydiver in cruise control, coming to the furlong pole. Speech on the outside moves into second, and then it's Merneith. They're coming to the 16th, and Swiss Skydiver has a 3-length lead. Speech, very honest, trying her best, but Swiss Skydiver brings her skills to the West Coast, and she romped in the Santa Anita Oaks. The well-traveled filly was much the best. Speech was second, Merneith third, Regal Beauty fourth.
They are at the post. And they're off in the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes. Chivalry out for the lead with Swiss Skydiver. These two come right to the front. Art Collector comes away running in third. Man in the Can is fourth. Basin fifth up on the outside. Then Rushy is away running in sixth. Mr. Big News is seventh. Attachment Rate to the rail in eighth. Hard Lighting is ninth around the turn. Enforceable is 10th. Tiesto is 11th. Finnick the Fierce is 12th. Hunt the Front is last of 13. Back up front, Swiss Skydiver outward from the rail. The filly has the lead a half length up the backstretch now. Chivalry second, Art Collector third. It was 23.25 seconds, the time for the opening quarter. Man in the Can is between horses fourth. Basin fifth on his outside. Rushy out in the center of the track in sixth, just over 5 lengths off the lead. Attachment Rate moves up 2 positions from seventh into fifth against the rail, but will need more running room from there. 4 lengths from the front, and then comes Mr. Big News. The opening half mile went in 46.61 seconds. Swiss Skydiver to the outside, leads at a half length. Chivalry's second, Art Collector third. Rushy picks up the leaders in fourth, but has to angle wide. 3 lengths off the lead, 2 lengths off the lead. Swiss Skydiver leads it. Art Collector just off her flank in second. Rushy third, still 2 lengths off the leader around the far turn. Then a gap of 5 back to Chivalry. Finnick the Fierce tries to get going to the outside of Attachment Rate. They turn for home. Swiss Skydiver the leader. Art Collector trying to reel her in from the outside. These two side by side coming to the 8th pole in the Toyota Bluegrass. Swiss Skydiver fighting on. Art Collector is right there. Art Collector ahead in front. A half length to the good. 16th pole. Art Collector, Brian Hernandez Jr. to win the Toyota Bluegrass. What an effort from Swiss Skydiver to be second. It will be a multiple horse photo to separate third, fourth, and fifth. 1 minute, 48.11 seconds.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Grade 1 Alabama. And Swiss Skydiver came away well and is going out for the early lead along with Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball in front by 3/4 of a length. Swiss Skydiver on the outside runs in second. Big long shot. Fire Coral is next in third. Then down on the inside is En Voutante. Right alongside is Spice is Nice as the field goes into the clubhouse turn. And the leader is Crystal Ball here in front by a little more than a length over the betting favorite here, and that is Swiss Skydiver in second. En Voutante runs in third. Spice is Nice is in between horses. Fire Coral moving up a spot on the outside from fifth. Then it's the gray, Harvey's Little Girl, who's in sixth. And trailing the field is Bonnie South in seventh. The quarter went in 23 and 2/5 seconds as they head up the Saratoga backstretch. Crystal Ball leads here by a half length. Swiss Skydiver right there on the outside in second. Length and a half. En Voutante is down at the rail and racing in third. Then Spice is Nice and Fire Coral heads apart. Then we come back to Bonnie South, and the trailer is Harvey's Little Goyle. Half mile in 47 and 4/5 seconds. Crystal Ball continues to lead here as they approach the far turn. Swiss Skydiver on the outside. Crystal Ball leading here by a head. Swiss Skydiver now right alongside. 3/4 went in 1:12.1. Swiss Skydiver now making her move on the outside, and Harvey's Little Girl is making her move now. Here comes the gray, Harvey's Little Girl. Swiss Skydiver is the leader, in front 2.5 lengths. Harvey's Little Girl moves into second as Crystal Ball drops back at the rail. Then it is En Voutante. The mile went in 1:36.4, and they're in the stretch, and it is Swiss Skydiver, and she's opened up on the field here. Swiss Skydiver in front by a half dozen lengths. Then Harvey's Little Girl, Bonnie South, and En Voutante. And Swiss Skydiver is sailing home here in the 140th running of the Alabama. Bonnie South came on for second. Harvey's Little Girl was third. The 1.25 in 2 minutes, 3 seconds.
They're all in line. They're off in the Kentucky Oaks. Gamine had a fine beginning and goes out to the early lead. She Dares the Devil goes with her, and Swiss Skydiver will sit just off of them on the rail. Then Donna Veloce in Speech. Ironess is 6th early on, and she's 5 lengths off the lead. Then Hopeful Growth and a 4-length gap back to Tempers Rising and Dream Marie. So it is Gamine in front. No surprises here. John Velasquez gets her right out of there, and she's in front by a length and a half over She Dares the Devil. Tyler Gaffleone sits just behind Gamine with Swiss Skydiver. She's a length and a half behind as they race to the backstretch, and the opening quarter mile was 23.39 seconds. Gamine by a length. On the outside, She Dares the Devil. Swiss Skydiver is at the rail. Comfortably in third right now, Donna Veloce is fourth, and Hopeful Growth Speech on the outside. 2 to Byroness outside of Tempers Rising, and Dream Marie is the trailer. The pace has not been fast here. 47.92 the half mile for Gamine, who is off the rail, leaving the inside open for Swiss Skydiver if she wants to go on through there, but she didn't do it. So it is Gamine in front by a half a length into the far turn. She Dares the Devil on the outside second. Swiss Skydiver continues to wait. Sits on the rail as Donna Veloce moves up alongside of her, then Speech and Hopeful Growth. Gamine goes along in front. She's been there all the way, and she's been prompted by She Dares the Devil. And Swiss Skydiver swings out 3 wide for the stretch drive. 3/16 to go. Gamine on the inside. Here comes Swiss Skydiver. She Dares the Devil running a big one too. Gamine has lost the lead. She Dares the Devil is in front. Swiss Skydiver runs at her. Gamine is going to be third. She Dares the Devil. Swiss Skydiver. She Dares the Devil in a huge upset. Swiss Skydiver was second, Gamine was third, and Speech was fourth. The final time, a new stakes record, the fastest Oaks ever, 1:48.28 seconds.
Mile and 3/16 all set, Preakness 1:45. And they're off in Preakness 1:45. Pretty solid beginning there, and 1,000 Words out for the early lead. Authentic alongside there, the outside. And next is Swiss Skydiver. The filly will take back a little bit. And Art Collector also a bit reserved early going. And it's Pneumatic on the outside within 2 lengths of the early pace. Live Your Beast Life is next, and Jesus' team in New York Traffic. They're followed by Max, a player. And Mr. Big News has 1 beaten into the first turn. That is Accession, who is 11th and last. And about a dozen, maybe 13 lengths off the pace with 7 days to go. That's set by 1,000 Words with Authentic alongside. Baffert runners 1-2 and Pneumatic racing in third. That opening quarter, very reasonable, 24 2/5 of a second. Art Collectors placed in between horses for the run down the backstretch now. The filly Swiss Skydiver, and she is 5th in 3 lengths as Authentic has taken the lead away. Just a half length now from 1,000 Words in second. On the outside is Pneumatic in third, and now Swiss Skydiver. She's slicing through between horses to come join the pace now. Here's Swiss Skydiver, a 47 and 3/2 mile, heading into the far turn, and here is Swiss Skydiver testing Authentic now. They're head-to-head for the lead. Pneumatic is in third. New York Traffic, Art Collector ridden along down to the inside. Art Collector fourth. New York Traffic is in fifth. 1,000 Words drops back. Jesus Esteem, Mr. Big News still with plenty to do. Max Player, Live Your Beast Life, and Accession trails the field. 6 furlongs a minute, 11 and 1/5 of a second with a quarter to go at Pimlico, and the filly shows the way. Swiss Skydiver, Authentic, the Derby winner alongside. They're set for a battle in Baltimore. Baltimore. And on the inside, Swiss Skydiver. On the outside, Authentic. Johnny B going left-handed. Swiss Skydiver up for a long left to go. Swiss Skydiver looking to make Preakness history. Another filly bounding toward the 16th pole. And here's Authentic on the outside. Answering the call, head and nose and nose. Swiss Skydiver and Robbie Alvarado. They've done it from Authentic. Another 7 lengths back, and it was Jesus' team.
Oh, Swiss Skydiver stumbled at the start of the Breeders' Cup Distaff, and it will be Lady Kate to go out to the early lead. Harvest Moon is away running in second position. Horologist is third, and Monomoy Girl is fourth on the outside. Then CC down toward the rail against Swiss Skydiver. Took that early stumble. I forgot to say they're off after I saw that. And then Valiance to the outside. Break of another 2 to Dunbar Road. And at the back of the pack early on here is Point of Honor. 23.11 the opening quarter mile. Onto the backstretch they go. And the leader is Harvest Moon. On top a half a length. Lady Kate on the outside in second position. Break of another 2 lengths. Then Horologist on the inside. Ollie's Candy and Monomoy Girl is perched out on the outside of them. She's 2.5 lengths off the lead as they continue through this first half mile in 46.03 seconds. And then it's CC. Swiss Skydiver is down on the inside. She'd have to be really good to win from here as the field makes their way into the far turn. Harvest Moon with a half mile to go, a half length in front. Lady Kate draws up alongside of her. Ollie's Candy is next. Monomoy Girl is out there 4 wide. Swiss Skydiver is riding the rail on the turn. She's just 3 lengths behind, and she is in contention as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Valiance is circling up on the outside. In the meanwhile, here comes Monomoy Girl to the neck of Harvest Moon. The rail's open for Swiss Skydiver, and she's coming on through there with 3/16 to go. Monomoy Girl in front. Swiss Skydiver coming up the rail. In between horses, Harvest Moon fights on. Valiance is running a big one on the outside. Monomoy Girl past the 16th pole in front. She's in front by 2. Valiance is second as they come down to the line. She did it again. Monomoy Girl and Florent Giroux have won the Distaff over Valiance. And then it was Dunbar Road, followed